A brief history of punishment in ancient China. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. By the looks of the thumbnail of this video, this is gonna be a brutal video. That thumbnail made me uncomfortable.
Throughout history, China has been known as one of the most brutal places to suffer punishment
Holy
for crimes
shit.
committed.
Oh my, yeah, I remember this one torture method. I don't know if it was China or whatever, but like they would tie you up and they would put like honey or like, something on your feet, and they would grab a bunch of goats and they would lick the skin off your feet. Like literally, that's how long they would lick your feet for. They would lick until you had like flesh left on your feet. It hurts, and you got to think of how much that would tickle you. My heart would just stop. That's crazy.
For examples of the brutality of the ancient Chinese dynasties, you need look no further than its code for criminals named the 5 Punishments for Slaves.
Oh no. Yeah, let's be very grateful we live in a time like we do right now. I know there's still slavery going on today somewhere in the world, but it's definitely not as bad as it was before.
Let's go back to ancient China. It's 4,000 years ago, and the period 2100 BC
W
to
China, yeah.
1600
Or not,
BC,
I don't know what the
the
punishment
Qia
is, but
dynasty
yeah.
is in command as the first ever established form of Chinese government.
This is a history lesson for all of us. I know, actually, no. You know what? We're highly educated people, but, you know, history class, like, I was pretty bored. I never paid attention, so.
The people of China are mainly peasant farmers, merchants, or craftsmen.
Okay.
Those in the ruling upper classes of society kept themselves far apart from the average Chinese citizen.
Okay.
So, basically the same as most countries around the world today. A government needs a way to punish its people for wrongdoing.
I
And
guess.
so, the Chinese government set out a series of capital punishments for crimes committed,
Holy.
known
Like what?
as the 5 Punishments of Slaves. Unlike today, this term didn't refer to slaves as we understand it to,
Really?
but any male in the Chinese Empire. That should give you a good idea what the Chinese ruling class thought of its subjects. The 5 Punishments of Slaves were in use for 4,000 years of Chinese history. Most of us don't even know.
Yo, do you guys think some of these, like, punishments, like, happen today? Like somewhere, some people just still use it. Actually, they probably do. Bro, because you gotta think about it, there is slaves in every country. Every country has slaves somewhere in there. Obviously, it's under the radar, but it's probably happening. And to think that if they use these torture methods that are in this video, that's not good at all.
4,000 years of our country's history. But for China, this period just covered what we call ancient China. And although we know these punishments were set out in the Qia dynasty, it's not until the Shang dynasty,
Qia
starting
dynasty.
in 1600 BC, that we have the first recorded written history of ancient China and the carrying out of the 5 punishments. So, what were the 5 punishments for slaves?
Yeah,
Punishment
what were they?
number 1, Mo or Qing,
More or
face
Ching?
and head tattoos.
Oh, hell no. I mean, like, oh yeah, oh, they're not gonna kill you. They're just gonna put you back out in the public. Oh, they're probably gonna write some like crazy shit. They're probably gonna draw like a dick on your face. And then,
Punishment
No.
was considered particularly cruel, as in ancient China it was believed that if your skin was marked, you were no longer quite human.
oh shit,
This, coupled with the inevitable shunning from law-abiding society, made this punishment cruel.
bro. And the thing was, there was no tattoo. Wait, how'd they put on a tattoo? What, they would just paint your shit or what? Or they would like engrave your skin with like, they like make cuts in your skin. That's crazy. Wait, I don't know how they would do a tattoo. And even if you get that, it's not like you can get it removed, right? That's crazy.
And ostracizing. Punishment number 2,
Yee.
Yi. Cutting off the offender's nose without anesthetic.
Oh no! Hell no! What the hell? Wait, so how do you breathe? How do you breathe? If they cut off your nose, right? Then your like pipes are like, how do you breathe? Or you have to be a mouth breather for the rest of your life? Hell no!
Ouch. Punishment number 3.
Yo, why is he going so fast? Why does the video have 5 more minutes and he's just going so fast? He didn't even explain that one.
Yue.
UA.
Yue
Okay.
was a harsher form of Yi,
Oh, don't tell me he
where
cuts off
the
your feet.
offender's left or right foot, or both, were amputated,
Oh
crippling them for
no.
life. Remember, most ancient Chinese citizens were peasant farmers.
Okay.
This not only humbled and shamed a criminal, but made it a lot harder to earn a living in the future.
Okay.
Punishment number 4,
True.
Gong.
Wow, how is this video 5 minutes long and we're already on the 4th punishment? There's 5 punishments, right?
Castration. The men's
No!
testicles were removed.
No! These guys cut off his dick. No. Wouldn't you die though if you don't have like a penis anymore? Wouldn't you just like you can't like urinate properly, bro? You would die.
And they were sent to live as a eunuch in the imperial palace.
Would you not die? I need. Actually, no. I'm not gonna
This
search
form
it
of
up. I'll figure it
punishment
out
was
later.
most commonly used for those caught
Oh
partaking in.
yeah, this is probably the worst punishment on this list. I can't think of a worse punishment than losing your nuts. It's
Decent behavior, or those trying to incite rebellion. Punishment number 5, dapi, the
dapi.
death sentence.
Okay,
Dapi was also called
this is
xing,
a common
meaning
one.
highest punishment. Let's pause here a minute and talk about the different methods of execution
Oh,
the ancient Chinese used for dapi. Often extensive and brutal, the ways of sentencing someone to death in China were creative and horrifying. Just a
Okay,
couple of ways in which execution was carried out included quartering, cutting
quartering.
the body into 4 pieces,
Oh hell no.
boiling alive.
Oh hell no! Then you're gonna boil them alive? No, okay, the boil one's probably the worst. But fuck, yo, back in the day, man's had no mercy, bro. Zero mercy at all. These guys had the craziest torture methods, bro. But damn.
Tearing apart the body by attaching each limb to a chain.
Fuck no, fam. That's crazy. Yo, imagine. This is such a bad picture, bro. These guys attached a horse to each one of his feet, and they're gonna sprint while he's tied up to the ground to see which one can pull his limb off first. Yeah, hell no. I'm not gonna lie. Thank God I was born today because I could not have handled this type of torture back in the day, bro. I really couldn't handle this, and I want to know what you would have to do to even endure this torture. What you possibly did. Did you like kill a family of 30 or something? Like what do we? This is
Chariot.
outrageous.
Cutting in 2. Or
Oh no.
lingqi,
Lingqi?
death by 1,000 cuts. These
Fuck.
5 punishments of slaves were the bedrock of the penal punishment system
Oh
in
my
ancient
God.
China. But what about the women?
The woman.
The women had their own 5 punishments, although
Like
they
what?
were arguably a lot milder than those doled out to men.
Okay.
Let's take a look. The 5 punishments
see.
for women.
Okay.
Punishment number 1.
Zhang
Zhong.
Jing
The offender
Chong,
was
I don't know.
forced
That's
to
not
grind-
racist. I'm trying to pronounce it. Okay. Don't say I'm racist in the chat. It's not racist.
Grain.
What is
Not
this?
particularly fun, this method was more psychologically torturous.
What is this?
With the women expected to complete the task in a certain amount of time or be given another bucket. The longer the punishment took, the harder each bucket became
What is
to
this?
grind in the right amount of time. Punishment number 2.
You didn't even explain it!
Be given another
This guy didn't even explain it.
bucket. The longer the punishment took, the harder. This method was more
Okay. What?
psychologically torturous.
Okay. So I'm guessing this one, they would just have to complete a task with the grindstone or whatever, and then like they would just sit there forever, basically. Okay, I guess.
In the right amount of time.
I guess.
Punishment number 2. Zhangqing.
Zhang Qing.
The squeezing of fingers between sticks.
Oh no, not the fingers. And bro, aren't your fingers like a little bit stronger than like carrots? I heard something about that. I don't know if it's true, but that's brutal. I'm sure your fingers would just come off.
Think of this like ancient thumbscrews. The woman's fingers would be trapped between sticks that were pulled taut by 2 court ushers in order to
Oh,
extract
no.
information or confessions. Punishment
Hell
number
no.
3. Zhangxing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say that.
Beating with wooden staves.
Okay, this is probably the least worst one.
Punishment
It's
number
probably,
4.
probably the least worst
Shishi.
one. Shishi.
Forced suicide.
Forced
Methods
suicide.
of self-execution in Imperial China included cutting your throat, taking...
Imagine you were forced to cut your own throat by yourself. Yo, imagine there's 4 dudes who have you hostage and they're like, cut your throat now. Okay, to be fair, I wouldn't even cut my throat because I'm gonna die anyway, right? Actually, no, they probably would put me through more torture before I die. Oh, hell no. Okay, alright, well.
poison, or hanging yourself.
Yeah, I'd probably... Hanging myself would be the easiest. I can't cut myself. Or I drink poison.
Punishment number 5. Gongxing.
Zhongjing.
Like the 4th penal
Gong-
punishment for men, gong or castration, this punishment was given to women who were guilty of adultery or licentious behavior.
Adultery. That's, yeah, that means if you have sex before marriage, right?
But instead of castration, the woman was confined to a small
That's not really a thing anymore. You can have sex with whoever.
or licentious behavior. But instead of castration, the woman was confined to a small room with no food until they eventually either outlived their punishment or
Oh,
died of
shit.
starvation. Pretty gruesome all round.
Yeah,
But
that's
as
bad.
dynasties changed and we crept closer to modern day, so did the 5 punishments of slaves.
Of slaves.
Although
Okay.
the original brutal methods continued for over 2,000 years, through the Shang, Zhou, and Jin dynasties, they were eventually abolished.
See, this is good. I mean, okay, it's not good history, obviously, but this is entertaining history. If my teacher told me some shit like this, I'd be locked in, okay? Instead, he just told me, like, some bullshit that didn't matter. Like, this is actually cool. It's not cool, but you know what I mean? Like, it's cool to know the torture methods, I guess. Okay, that's the easiest way I can put it.
In the reign of Emperor Wen of Han, 203 BC to 157 BC, in the Western Han dynasty, and later replaced by the less cruel 5 punishments for serfs. Emperor Han of Wen was allegedly persuaded to alter the 5 punishments for slaves by Zheng Tong, the daughter of a high-ranking official.
Okay.
After her father's wrongful conviction for the death of a noblewoman, Zheng Tong appealed to the emperor directly. Instead of the usual letter full of exclamations of her father's innocence, Tang dedicated her writing to pointing out the cruelty implicit in the 5 punishments and offering to take her father's place and become a slave for life in his stead.
What?
Once a man is executed, he cannot come back to life. Once a man is mutilated, even if he proved to be innocent later, he would be disabled for life. And there is no way to reverse the suffering he experiences. Even if he wishes to start anew, he will be unable to do so. Emperor Wen of Han was so impressed by her words that he subsequently abolished 4 of the 5 punishments, removing all forms of mutilation and amputation.
Oh, great! So this girl is like a W. This girl is a W. She just took away majority of the horrible punishments.
Penal punishments. Instead, criminals were whipped for their crimes.
Beautiful. W woman. W woman, bro. W woman. That's probably top 5 woman of all time already. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what top 5, but yeah, that's. Bro, I'm saying woman because I don't know her name. Okay, so don't think I'm like categorizing this. I don't know her name. I forgot what her name was, but yeah, it's a great girl, bro. A great woman.
With bamboo strips or sticks, with each crime bestowing a different number of lashes. The system of 5 punishments set out the basis for punishment in law across almost 4,000 years of Chinese history. And after the move from the 5 punishments for slaves to the 5 punishments for serfs, not much changed for centuries.
What's a serf?
But these were not the only methods of punishment used. Ancient China used a litany of other ways to punish their criminals. But we'll talk about that in another video.
Okay, we'll see that in the next video.
For more gruesome punishments and...
This is great. Okay, that was a great... Yo, whoever recommended me that video, thank you. That was great history. I actually want to know that. Anyways, if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.